Welcome back to another episode. How we doing?
Good, doing good, man. Living the dream. How's everything going?
Dude, everything's going great down here. Camp is going great. Golf is going great. It's just living that Florida man lifestyle, man. Just can't even, no complaints at all. It is hot though, I will admit that. But
There's
uh
worse problems to have in life.
yeah, it was like 100 degrees today.
Whew.
I forgot what a Florida summer was like, but I'm enjoying every second of it. Afternoon
Who
rain
needs
shower.
saunas? Just go sit outside.
Exactly. And then I forgot it rains like every day at like 4 o'clock for like 10 minutes. So that gets super strange, but it passes right over just enough to cool you off and then you're good to go, man. How's is it finally getting summery up there now?
Yeah, it's been nice for the most part. Today was a little bit we had an overcast. It was kind of dark, looked like it was gonna rain all day, really didn't, but still 80 some degrees, so
Okay, so good.
and
You're
it's warm.
now where are there any like good beaches near Cleveland? Like Lake
No,
Erie? Is there any like
not
is
good ones, no.
no.
Puddin Bay is
That's what I
your
was gonna
best bet
say.
for someone somewhere in Ohio. Go to there's some spots on the Ohio River you can go hang out that get pretty nice, but
Any good lake spots though up near you?
there's Buckeye Lakes, not too bad. Indian Lakes, a little bit the opposite way. Alum Creek, the Delaware, uh, like Dam. There's some spots, but nothing. And it's not exactly like a beach.
Have you been able to
It's
get out and golf at all?
sadly have not been busy between work, kids, and
And a new
trying to
house
get
coming up,
everything.
right?
Yeah, get everything ready for this new house and try to get the current house ready to put on the market. So anybody's
Very
looking for a house in River Valley School District, hit me up. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
And it's a nice house, I will admit that. Lots of land too. You have so much land. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be nice not having to keep up with all of it, but I'm gonna miss it in the same way.
oh, I'm sure you are, but I think we all can agree you getting Wi-Fi in your new house is going to be
Whew,
probably the
game
best thing.
changer.
Game
Swear,
changer.
you're actually gonna be able to see my face when we do the podcast here in a little bit.
Yeah, not the living out in that's the one, drawback from living in the sticks. Yeah, you don't really have neighbors and you have a lot of privacy, but you have a lot of privacy. So no Wi-Fi. You're gonna get Netflix. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
You're gonna be able to
man.
stream
In,
TV.
in 8 years of not having the internet, I got a lot of shows to catch up on.
Dude, you're gonna have a great time. Oh my God. I can't wait to just like give you some recommendations
Yeah,
too.
I'm gonna need like tutorials, like so anybody that's got any advice or any cool pieces of technology that I should get, let me
Roku.
know.
I'm a Roku guy. I would say get a Roku TV, but I don't know. There's Samsungs that are
I
out
know
there.
we had
Honestly,
at least one, I think two of them are Roku TVs.
the Samsungs sometimes, at least the one I have, won't let you download the ESPN app, and then that's really where I get a lot of my sports streams. So,
I've heard YouTube TV is a good one that gets you all the sports stations, gets you ESPN, gets you the local like Fox Sports Ohio up here, and
yep.
gets you the local stations. So
But yeah,
that's probably what I'm going to be looking into once I move into civilization and get the internet. And
but I would highly recommend. I give Roku a 10 out of a 10. Roku, the TVs, because you get all the apps right on there. You download them all. I don't think I've watched like really like cable television in a long time, but
I since you've been here.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Remember, we used to have to actually have cable television at our in our TVs up at the Berg, man. I remember buying
Yeah.
the antennas. Um, well, cool, man. So episode 27. Um, yeah, you want to start us off with the Guerreras?
Yeah. I'd say my favorite 27s, Glad Guerrero senior and junior. Personally, big fan of both of them, but especially Junior. Just remember watching him being a kid out there taking batting practice before his dad's games, and just you knew he was special at a young age. He was just big, and he just the way he hit the ball. It was like his dad. Didn't matter where the ball was thrown. Just found a way to get enough of it to get some solid contact and just drive it wherever it was. And that's one of my biggest card collections is actually Vlad Guerrero Jr. I've got probably about 15, 16 rookie autographs of his, and just always both seem like they're out there having fun, enjoying the game of baseball, and just loving life.
Yeah,
So
I think
that's one of my favorite father son combos for episode 27. That's one of the things we were going to talk about is, great father son combos in sports. And that's one of my top personal ones. Maybe not the greatest of all time, but just one
I
of
mean
my
it's
favorites.
definitely up there though. I think I think one of my favorites were the Griffies.
Oh yeah. That's what I was gonna say. That's another one you got to put up there. And the fact they played on the same team at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Got to be one of the coolest things in all of sports ever.
Yeah, I remember he wasn't playing, but Griffey Sr. was coaching. And it was at one of the spring training games down here when the Twins were playing the Reds, and I got to see that, and we were probably like 2 rows behind the visiting dugout, and my little
Oh,
brother was just like, "Mr. Ken Griffey, Mr. Ken Griffey." And my brother was probably only like 6 or 7 at the time, and then finally, like after like an hour of this, he finally just like looked back and smiled, and we were like, "Yes, we got your attention."
Cam got his attention.
Yes, right. Like, oh, chirping.
Yeah,
Um,
one of the most awesome feelings being at a game,
yeah. Anytime
getting
you get
some type of acknowledgement from the players or coaches.
right, it really is. It makes like, yeah, it's like your number one goal as a fan is to just like say something that's gonna get them to just break, just smile,
Yeah,
and it doesn't have to be totally, mean or anything, but just something that's like just gives them like a little like, what the heck, man.
I
Um,
remember the one time Brown Steelers game. A little sidebar. I was talking about Troy Polamalu's hair, and I had like half of the Steelers defense like genuinely just laughing about it, like talking about it. We're in the second row in the end zone opposite of the dog pound, and we've been drinking since about 4:35 in the morning. So my voice is a little bit deep. It can carry when I get drunk. I start yelling. I had the whole defense laughing on several occasions in that game, and it was a good time. One point, I thought James Harrison was getting ready to run up into the crowd and kill me. All I asked him was, "Please, Mr. Harrison, please. I'm just kidding. Don't kill me. I know you probably already killed people before. You're probably gonna kill more people again. I just don't want to be him. Please, Mr. Harrison. I'm sorry."
that's epic. That's epic. Oh, that's hilarious. And especially like in Cleveland too. Um, oh,
We
that's
actually won
funny.
the game too. Like, not just
Even
won it, but
better.
smacked them.
Even better. Yeah, when you're that close, the chirping, it just no rules. You're that
Different
close.
level.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Other notable 27s though, Mike Trout.
Yeah. I was gonna say that was my next one I was thinking about throwing out there. One of the best 5 tool baseball players of all time. Always his big downfall is can't win any playoff games. Baseball is a big team sport, but man, gotta win one at some point if you're gonna be considered in the GOAT category for your sport. You gotta get there at least once.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at every other stat though, he's got it, right? Like 8-time All-Star, 3-time American League MVP, Rookie of the Year, Silver Slugger Award, AL RBI leader in 2014, and stolen base leader in 2012. Like, I
Oh yeah,
mean,
he's great. Like statistically, he's put up numbers his entire career.
yeah, he's been that dude.
But what happened in the World Baseball Classic in the championship game, 2 outs, 1 run game on the line with runners on. Ahanti shut him down, struck his ass out.
And that's like, I think you're right. I think that's just kind of like the
He's never been a guy for the big moments, and that's been his mo his whole career. Every time they do make the playoffs, the very few times it has been, he doesn't show up.
yeah, some guys just can't pull it off in the big time moments. They play great all season long, and then when it comes down to like the moment where it's like, okay, do what you've been doing all season, is Just doesn't happen. Um, Guys who have definitely risen to the occasion, though. Another 27, David Ortiz.
Big Poppy, my little brother's. Man, you're pulling all of the ones I was thinking of. That's my little brother's favorite baseball player. Jared always was a huge Big Poppy fan.
Dude, he was one of the most. He was the guy to just get behind, though, wasn't he?
Dude, he had the smile. Dude, that guy is just always having a good time. And those are the type of athletes I talk about it all the time. The guys you like to cheer for are the guys that you could tell they're having fun out there. They know, like, man, I get paid a lot of money to play a kid's game. Very blessed, very
Dude,
thankful, and they're just out there having fun trying to win.
I used to love playing with him in like MLB The Show, and like just
Yeah,
love the right. Yeah, right. You just knew you were gonna be able to just smash one, like guaranteed
yeah.
hit. It's like
And I don't know,
LeBron and 2K for a while there. He was playing with Big Poppy and in MLB The Show.
I don't know if you ever heard the story of like, yeah, they had been playing together for several years, but Pedroia, second baseman for the Red Sox, was telling it, and he said, "Yeah, there was one time one of the guys came said something to me, and like, all right, I'll see you later, Dustin." He said Ortiz came over to me. He said, "Why did he call you? What did he say? What did he call you? Why did he call you that?" He's like, "It's my name." Like, he's like, "Oh, all right." Like, dude had no clue his teammates. They've been playing together, if I remember correctly in the story, like 5 years or so, give or take, at this point. Had no clue what the dude's first name was. He was just Pedroia.
That's that language barrier right there.
Yeah,
But that's why it's just like that's
why
classic David
baseball's great.
Ortiz. All
Yeah.
right, what other 27s you got?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, man. You just pulled both of mine right there. I'm trying to think of some other ones off the top of my hand. One of them, not a professional athlete, but one of the best guys that I ever played with, Mr. Willie Brecken, went to Canton Central Catholic. Also played at Heidelberg with us. Guy was one of the best baseball players I ever had the pleasure of playing with, and just an all around good, funny dude. It's fun to play with, fun to know. Shout out to Willie B.
Dude, Heidelberg had some good baseball teams. All right, well, while you're thinking of another one, there's another guy. I don't know anything about him, but I was scrolling through this list right here,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets best name ever, and that is Catfish Hunter
Oh, yep.
of New York Yankees. Baseball Hall of Famer, 8-time All-Star, 5-time World Series champion, Cy Young Award winner, 2-time MLB wins leader, pitched a perfect game, and retired as number 27 with, or the Oakland Athletics retired his number 27. So, and has one of the best names I've ever heard, Catfish Hunter. And he's got a sweet flow and mustache.
Another another good one that I hadn't thought of. Crime Dog, Fred McGriff,
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude.
back in the Tampa Bay Devil Rays days.
You did something with your camera. You're all flipped up now. Are you looking at your phone, aren't you? Boom. Fred McGriff, dude. What a legend.
It was just a great freaking hitter. His swing was just so smooth and effortless all the time.
2-time home run leader, man. That's a big deal.
Another one, Buckeye great, Eddie George.
Dude, what an absolute stud.
As a kid that should have been a Browns fan for the first, 4 years of my life, but we didn't have a team, or was a Browns fan for the first 4 years of my life, and then we didn't have a team for the next 4 years. I followed Eddie George down to Tennessee. I loved the Titans at that time. McNair, George, Kevin Dyson, Frank Wycheck, the tight end. man, they just had a good team. They were fun to watch. Between them, man, probably my top two teams at that time were them and those Culpepper era Vikings. Having another Buckeye great and Chris Carter and one of my favorite athletes of all time, Randy Moss, as well as another former Buckeye and Robert Smith.
Oh, dude. Yeah, dude. The Buckeyes
Yeah,
were turning Buckeyes have always turned them out, but
yeah.
Ohio State. Um, all right. Going back to father son duos. Um
The
one
Boonies.
well, the Boonies, but one I super like, the Earnhardts, man. Dale and
Ah,
Dale Jr., dude. Now that
man,
is a
that's
father son combo right there.
yes, man. Yeah, I mean, the Intimidator Senior was one of the greatest drivers of all time.
Dude,
Yeah, my
I,
manager. So crazy story. One of my managers, John Massey, he was a big NASCAR fan back in the day. He was at the race in the corner where Dale Earnhardt wrecked and passed away.
oh man, that's ooh. I remember watching it on TV. That was a big. My grandma was a big Dale Earnhardt fan. I just remember. I remember like as a kid, that was like one of the bigger sports moments that I remember. That was like a tragedy. Like you never really,
Mhm.
I never really seen like something like that, and it was just like all over. Again, my grandma was a big racer fan, so after football was over, we'd all be watching. I'd try to be watching golf on the back patio, but the race would be on in the living room. I'd be trying to, watch Tiger on the TV, but I had to go sit on the patio to watch on the patio TV. I couldn't when NASCAR was on, you couldn't change the channel.
That
Um,
was my grandparents' house. You went there
right?
on Sunday back in the day, and NASCAR was just on the TV. It just
What
was
is
what
up?
it was.
Yeah, what is up with that? NASCAR. I mean, it's still a big thing. I mean,
Heck,
I would love to go to like the Daytona 500 or something like that.
I had a coach, Bill Gamble, in high school. He was our assistant head coach. His dad was the head coach. He ended up leaving, winning a state championship for Maslin Jackson uh, at least once, I think maybe two times. He always loved to say, "Hey, we got a NASCAR offense. We're going to go fast. We're going to turn left. We'll let the rest figure it out."
Turn
And
left.
yeah, I just always loved it. That's all it was. We're just trying to go as fast as we can, get around those bases as fast as we can, and just keep turning left. Same as NASCAR.
That's just making them, just banging them left turns, dude. What other ones you got?
Go Hockey Way, the Halls, Brett and Bobby, both great, great hockey players. And man, trying to think of some other ones. Well, is it a little too early to throw the Jameses in that conversation?
Could be. We're getting close. It's projected. I just saw he's projected to go 17th overall in the
Yeah.
2024 draft. Um, I think that's a really real possibility. I don't think them playing together. I don't know. I think
I
the
want to
playing.
see it, man.
I want to see it. It's
LeBron's
just
been talking about it for 10 plus years.
yeah. It's just starting to get like, what does LeBron sacrifice to make it happen? And how cooler would it be though if not only did they play together, but they
But
figured out some way to win a championship together? That would
so
be
if he goes in the late teens, early 20s, he's going to a team that either borderline was a playoff team or was a playoff team already the year
well, it's
before.
saying right now he's projected to go to the Hawks as 17th overall. So
No, no, he's supposed to go to the Cavs. Come on. Got to get the script right. Come on,
I'm
NBA.
I'm just telling you what ESPN put out. And
They're
I
wrong.
mean, who knows? Who knows anything in the draft? I mean, that 17 spot. I mean, what was it? I think the Suns. I think if the Suns don't have another draft pick for like the next 5 years.
I don't even know if the Cavs do. I mean,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to trade. We gave everything up for Donovan Mitchell, and then they were talking about trading him already.
All right, uh this one's a funny one because this one's not actual humans, but father son combo, Man of War and War Admiral, two of the greatest
Horses,
racing horses to ever do it. Talk about a stud.
man, yeah. I mean, God, can you imagine what one of those loads costs?
Dude, more than that house you're gonna go buy. That's for sure.
Man, that's wild.
100%. It's another good father son combo. Uh let's do one more. What other one you got?
Yeah, and just because it happened to be on the TV last night and it blew my mind a little bit. I haven't watched any big time wrestling in quite a while,
Yes.
but
Yep.
one of my favorites from back in the day, Rey Mysterio, his son Dominic is now a professional wrestler.
No way.
So yeah, it was. I'm not sure if he's definitely quite different from his dad. He's not a fan favorite like his dad always was. He was getting booed the entire time. But whatever, still loved Rey Mysterio. I remember him fighting the Big Show back in the day, and like I'll never forget the image of that little dude taking down the Big Show, hitting him with the 619.
Dude, that Rey Mysterio um is one of the most uh fun guys to watch back in the day. I used to love watching him. Uh him and like Sting, like those guys, like they
Oh
just
yeah,
were like, and they just Hulk and Hogan and
yeah,
yeah, like you said, the Big Show, like that was just like what I grew up watching. But speaking of, I mean, wrestling, the McMahons, man, that's just not like father son. That's like a whole
yeah.
family right there,
That's the organization. They are big time wrestling at this point.
right? Like they are. It's the whole family.
Hey, dude owns the company.
Exactly. And you know what? Talking about that though, like what a what a great job to set up like your whole family for like their future. Like and they've been doing so well. Like
It's
Dana
been what,
White,
30 years now?
yeah, and like Dana White's been doing a great job with MMA, but now even like they're in with the same company that owns the WWE too, which is all part of that too. So it's like even the McMahons, man, they provide a lot of entertainment to a lot of people, and I don't think their fan base is really like getting smaller. Like they've been doing, I mean,
Yeah.
they sell out shows and
It's,
yeah.
there's still dudes our age that, we aren't gonna watch it every time, but man, you just happen to walk in and it's on, and it's just fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't matter that it's all like a show, it's all like pre-scripted. It's just performance. It's just entertainment. That's all it is. And the dudes are athletes.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's scripted, but it's not fake. Like, does that make like
Yeah.
it's like that thing is like those are real hits. I know like Ric Flair went on to I believe it was Joe Rogan's podcast to talk about like kind of how his schedule was, which was just pretty much, just absolutely brutal in terms of how many nights a week they were going and how many shows a day they do and how many months in a row they'd go. Like unreal. I'm actually on that same note. I'm like watching right now, which I highly recommend the ESPN films 30 for 30 on the American Gladiators. Those guys were some savages. And then that that wasn't scripted. That was
No.
just pure like, yo, we put together this crazy thing that you could get super hurt on, and you're gonna compete against just common people. And then
And you're going to
you're
sign a waiver, and we hold no liabilities. If you die, you die.
none, no liabilities. And those athletes, those guys, the gladiators weren't even getting like paid anything. So
No.
yeah, but yeah, talk about another sport that's just like total violence. Wild.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Anything else you want to discuss for tonight?
Man, aside from just give a quick shout out to your boy De La Cruz
The
hitting for
night
the
we talk
cycle.
the night we talk about him, the next day he goes and does that. That was awesome.
And I'll say it a million times, and I say it all the time at work. Reds aren't my favorite team. I'm a Cleveland fan, but I've been watching more Reds games than I have been Cleveland games lately, just strictly to watch De La Cruz and what he can do next.
He's
He's that
exciting.
exciting of a player. He's going to change the face of it. He will be the face of that. He already is the face of that franchise.
Yeah, I mean,
But Elly De La Cruz will change the Cincinnati Reds organization as long as the owners don't mess it up by getting rid of them too quick.
yeah, I think he's already become like the Joe Burrow of Cincy for baseball. Like him
Mm-hmm.
and Joe are kind of going back and forth. But it was funny. We were up at Hooters, and we just happened to kind of turn our heads and look at the screen and see, oh, hey, the Reds game's on. And we look at us and he's up to bat. And me and my buddy Tony were talking about how me and you were just talking about him on the podcast. And then all of a sudden he's up to bat and they put his stat line out. It's like he's had a single, a homer, a double, um, however many RBIs. And me and him were like, dang, like he's having a night. And then all of a sudden he just takes the off balance pitch and just pokes one. And it wasn't even like he was on kind of on his back, like just got his bat on the ball. Wasn't even like a full solid hit. Pings it all the way to that back wall, goes all the way around to third, and me and Tony looked at each other, we're like, he just hit the cycle. And it was like Elly De La Cruz, first Reds player since 1989 to hit the cycle. And we were like, dude, we just watched that. We just watched
Was it Eric Davis?
yeah,
Eric Davis, the previous guy? Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
We just watched history right there. And but yeah, I mean, it's like you were saying, 6'5". My buddy Tony, who's a big baseball guy, he is under the impression he thinks he's going to be better than Derek Jeter.
I can agree with that. So I don't probably get hate for this. People are probably going to talk shit. As much of a winner as and he was, and as much of a great leader as he was, I think Derek Jeter is one of the most overrated baseball players of all time. He was an above average player. He was a good player. He wasn't great. They won a lot of games. He came in clutch in a lot of clutch moments. He was a very clutch player in his time.
Opposite of
But
Trout, I would say, in
yeah,
terms of like,
complete opposite of Trout. When the game didn't matter, Jeter just was whatever. When it came down to a big, huge moment, there
oh,
weren't many guys that you'd rather have up there, which I guess can make him great in a lot of ways. But just all around big picture, there were a lot better shortstops than him. But when it came down to that big moment, there's not many guys at any position you'll ever take over him.
no, not like that. And I think De La Cruz definitely has a long way to go before we can make a claim like that. But like the way he's trending, he's doing all the right things right now.
Yep. And the other guy, he's been hurt. He's in Pittsburgh. I don't like that city. But O'Neill Cruz, 6'7" shortstop him and De La Cruz are like the same player. They both are from the Dominican Republic. They both grew up about the same time. I think they're 1 year apart or less than a year apart. We could see two generational talents over the next 5 years. They just completely changed the way that we look at shortstops and baseball players.
Yeah.
If you would have said
Typically,
20 years ago you got a 6'7" shortstop, people would just laugh.
yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? That's
Like, yeah, come on, man. There's nobody that's athletic enough that is a 6'7" that's got the quickness, the arm strength, the agility, and the instincts to play shortstop. It's just, yeah, that guy plays first base or maybe the outfield.
right, exactly. Yeah, I can't. I mean, even baseball players who are tall, the only one I can think of is Randy Johnson. And
Yeah,
that guy was a skyscraper.
giant.
But when you think about like baseball and height, you don't see it as like an advantage. But
No,
these men are creating some amazing talents with that, and the fact that they're just absolute monsters out there. Yeah, it's crazy. I love them. I think it's exciting. It's exciting. I know Cincy, even their soccer teams, like one of the best in MLS right now. So there's a buzz in Cincy right now. Must be the chili,
and they
baby.
got Taylor Swift coming out there for a concert this weekend. So, you know, if you're in the Cincy area, you're trying to eat anywhere this weekend, probably want to get your reservation in soon.
Oh yeah, because it's gonna be packed.
Swifty's going to take over.
Swifty's taking over. Swifty's taking over. All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts on all of our views and points in the comments below. And as always, keep the change.